Next phrase is give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Give somebody the benefit of the doubt means to believe someone is telling the truth, even if you are not sure. I didn't see him take the money, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt. This means I chose to believe he didn't take the money. She was late again, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt. This means I believed she had a good reason for being late. Even though his story sounds strange, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. This means we will believe him, even if we're not completely sure. The next phrase is give vent to. Give vent to means to express strong emotions, especially anger or sadness. He gave vent to his anger by shouting at the wall. This means he expressed his anger by shouting loudly. She gave vent to her frustration in a long email. This means she expressed her frustration in writing. He gave vent to his sorrow by crying all night. This means he showed his sadness by crying a lot. The next phrase is give way to something. Give way to something means to be replaced by another feeling or situation. Her fear gave way to relief when she saw her child was safe. This means her fear changed to a feeling of relief. The storm gave way to sunshine in the afternoon. This means the storm stopped and it became sunny. His anger gave way to guilt after he calmed down. This means his anger changed into guilt. The next phrase is glow with happiness. Glow with happiness means to look very happy and joyful. She glowed with happiness on her wedding day. This means she looked very happy during her wedding. He was glowing with happiness after hearing the good news. This means he looked joyful because of the news. The children glowed with happiness as they opened their presents. This means the kids looked really happy while opening gifts. The next phrase is glow with pride. Glow with pride means to show a strong feeling of satisfaction and pride. He glowed with pride when his son graduated. This means he looked very proud of his son. She glowed with pride after finishing the marathon. This means she looked proud because of her achievement. They were glowing with pride as they accepted the award. This means they looked proud while receiving the award. The next phrase is go against the grain. Go against the grain means to do something that is different from what is normal or expected. It goes against the grain to lie, even to protect someone. This means lying feels wrong or unnatural. Wearing bright colors goes against the grain in this formal office. This means wearing such colors is unusual in that setting. Helping a stranger may go against the grain, but it's the right thing to do. This means it may feel strange, but it is morally good. The next phrase is go downhill. Go downhill means to get worse in quality, health, or condition. After he lost his job, things started to go downhill. This means his situation became worse. The company went downhill after the new manager arrived. This means the company's performance became worse. Her health went downhill quickly after the illness. This means her health became much worse. The next phrase is go out of your way to do something. Go out of your way to do something means to make a special effort to do something helpful or kind. She went out of her way to make us feel welcome. This means she did more than usual to make us feel comfortable. He went out of his way to help me move house. This means he made an extra effort to help me move. They went out of their way to find the perfect gift. This means they spent extra time and effort to choose the best present. The next phrase is go overboard. Go overboard means to do something too much or to an extreme level. She went overboard with the decorations for the party. This means she used too many decorations. Don't go overboard with the spices in the soup. This means don't use too many spices. He went overboard buying gifts for his friends. This means he spent too much or bought too many gifts. The next phrase is go so far as to do something. Go so far as to do something means to do something extreme or serious, often surprisingly. She went so far as to quit her job over the argument. This means she took the extreme step of quitting her job. I wouldn't go so far as to call him a liar, but he's not honest. This means I think he's not truthful, but won't call him a liar. He went so far as to move to another city just to avoid her. This means he took the drastic action of moving away. The next phrase is go through the motions. Go through the motions means to do something without real interest or effort. He went through the motions at work after the breakup. This means he did his job without caring much. She's not excited anymore. She's just going through the motions. This means she's doing things with no real feeling. They went through the motions of celebrating, but their hearts weren't in it. This means they pretended to celebrate without real joy. The next phrase is go through the roof. Go through the roof means to increase quickly or become very high or to get very angry. Gas prices have gone through the roof. This means the prices have become very high. When she saw the mess, she went through the roof. This means she became extremely angry. Sales of the new game went through the roof last week. This means a lot of people bought the game suddenly. The next phrase is go too far. Go too far means to do something too extreme or unacceptable. He went too far with his jokes and people got upset. This means his jokes were too much and made others unhappy. The teacher said, I went too far by arguing in class. This means my behavior was too much or not acceptable. They went too far trying to win, even cheating. This means they crossed the line just to win. The next phrase is go with the flow. Go with the flow means to accept things as they happen and not fight against them. I don't plan too much, I just go with the flow. This means I let things happen naturally. During the trip, we had no schedule and went with the flow. This means we accepted whatever came and didn't plan. She didn't argue and went with the flow of the group. This means she followed the group's decision without resistance. The next phrase is go to pieces. Go to pieces means to become very upset or emotional, often losing control. She went to pieces when she heard the bad news. This means she became very upset and could not control her emotions. He went to pieces after the breakup. This means he became very emotional and could not handle it well. The news of the accident made her go to pieces. This means she became overwhelmed with emotion when she heard about the accident. The next phrase is fall to pieces. Fall to pieces means to break apart emotionally or physically. He fell to pieces when he lost his job. This means he became very upset and couldn't cope. The old chair fell to pieces after years of use. This means the chair physically broke apart. She fell to pieces after hearing the news of her friend's illness. This means she became emotionally overwhelmed and unable to function properly. The next phrase is go deep. Go deep means to look at or think about something in great detail or with deep thought. The professor asked us to go deep into the topic of philosophy. This means we need to study or understand the topic very thoroughly. She went deep into the history of the city for her research. This means she explored the city's history in great detail. He always goes deep when analyzing problems. This means he looks at problems carefully and considers all factors. The next phrase is run deep. Run deep means to be very strong, important, or intense, often referring to feelings or qualities. His love for his family runs deep. This means his love is very strong and deep. The problems in their relationship run deep. This means the problems are serious and complex. The respect she has for her mentor runs deep. This means she has a strong and lasting respect for her mentor. The next phrase is grasp the nettle. Grasp the nettle means to face a difficult or unpleasant situation directly. He decided to grasp the nettle and confront his fears. This means he chose to face his fears rather than avoid them. She grasped the nettle by speaking to her boss about the issue. This means she dealt with a difficult situation directly by talking to her boss. It's time to grasp the nettle and start the tough conversation. This means it's time to face the challenge and have the difficult discussion. The next phrase is grin and bear it. Grin and bear it means to endure something unpleasant with a smile or without complaining. Even though the task was hard, he just grinned and bore it. This means he did the difficult task without complaining. She had to grin and bear it during the long meeting. This means she endured the meeting, even though it was boring or uncomfortable. When the rain started, we had to grin and bear it while waiting. This means we endured the rain without complaining while waiting. The next phrase is grit your teeth. Grit your teeth means to endure something difficult or unpleasant with determination and strength. She gritted her teeth and finished the marathon. This means she endured the pain and completed the race. He gritted his teeth while dealing with the stressful situation. This means he remained determined and did not give up. When the pain was too much, he gritted his teeth and kept going. This means he endured the pain with strength and did not stop. The next phrase is hand in your notice. Hand in your notice means to officially inform your employer that you are resigning from your job. She handed in her notice last week because she found a new job. This means she told her employer that she was quitting her job. He handed in his notice after 3 years of working there. This means he officially resigned from his position. They decided to hand in their notice after the company changed policies. This means they informed their employer they were leaving because of the policy change. The next phrase is give in your notice. Give in your notice means to formally notify your employer that you are resigning. He gave in his notice yesterday and will leave next month. This means he informed his employer that he is quitting. After a long decision, she gave in her notice this morning. This means she decided to resign and told her employer. They gave in their notice together after discussing their future plans. This means both of them officially told their employer they were leaving. The next phrase is have to do something. Have to do something means to be required or obligated to do something. I have to finish this report by tomorrow. This means I'm required to complete the report. She has to go to the dentist later today. This means it is necessary for her to visit the dentist. They have to clean the office every Friday. This means they are required to clean the office weekly. The next phrase is got to do something. Got to do something means to need or have to do something. I've got to leave soon to catch my train. This means I need to leave in order to catch my train. He's got to call his mom later today. This means he needs to make a phone call to his mom. We've got to finish the project by Friday. This means we need to complete the project by the deadline. The next phrase is gotta be something. Gotta be something means to be very likely or certain to be a particular thing or situation. It's got to be something important if he's calling this late. This means it's very likely that the call is about something important. She's got to be the best candidate for the job. This means she is likely the best choice for the position. That's got to be the right answer, considering everything. This means it's almost certain that the answer is correct. The next phrase is have a chip on your shoulder. Have a chip on your shoulder means to be easily angered or upset, often because of a past experience. He always has a chip on his shoulder after the argument last year. This means he is easily upset because of what happened in the past. She seems to have a chip on her shoulder about the promotion. This means she feels upset or angry because she didn't get the promotion. Don't go into the meeting with a chip on your shoulder. This means don't be upset or angry when you go into the meeting. The next phrase is have a soft spot for somebody. Have a soft spot for somebody means to have a special feeling of affection or kindness towards someone. She has a soft spot for her little brother and always helps him. This means she feels extra affection and is kind to her brother. I've always had a soft spot for animals in need. This means I have a special fondness for animals that need help. He has a soft spot for his childhood friend, even though they're far apart. This means he has strong affection for his friend, even after all these years. The next phrase is have a soft spot for something. Have a soft spot for something means to have a special fondness or affection for something. I have a soft spot for old books and enjoy reading them. This means I feel a special affection for old books. She has a soft spot for chocolate and eats it every day. This means she loves chocolate very much. He has a soft spot for classic cars and collects them. This means he has a strong liking for classic cars. The next phrase is have a weakness for something. Have a weakness for something means to be easily attracted to or unable to resist something. I have a weakness for coffee and drink it every morning. This means I can't resist coffee and enjoy it a lot. She has a weakness for sweet desserts and always eats them. This means she loves desserts and finds it hard to resist them. He has a weakness for luxury items and often buys them. This means he can't resist buying expensive things. The next phrase is have a weakness for somebody. Have a weakness for somebody means to have strong feelings of affection or attraction for someone. He has a weakness for his best friend and always supports her. This means he cares a lot about his best friend and can't say no to her. She has a weakness for her boyfriend and often does things for him. This means she cares deeply for her boyfriend and enjoys doing things for him. He has a weakness for his mother and always listens to her. This means he is very fond of his mother and is always influenced by her. The next phrase is have it in for somebody. Have it in for somebody means to dislike or be angry with someone, often for no clear reason. She seems to have it in for him after the argument last week. This means she dislikes him because of their disagreement. I think the manager has it in for me since the last meeting. This means the manager seems to dislike me after the meeting. He must have it in for her because of the mistake she made. This means he is angry or upset with her due to her mistake. The next phrase is have no time for somebody. Have no time for somebody means to dislike or not care about someone, often because of their behavior. I have no time for people who lie to me. This means I don't want to associate with people who lie. She has no time for people who complain all the time. This means she dislikes people who always complain. He has no time for his colleagues who are always gossiping. This means he dislikes his colleagues because they gossip too much. The next phrase is have no time for something. Have no time for something means to not care about something or find it unimportant. I have no time for excuses. Just get the job done. This means I don't want to hear excuses. I want the work finished. She has no time for small talk and prefers serious conversations. This means she doesn't like casual conversations and prefers deeper topics. They have no time for entertainment during the busy season. This means they can't enjoy entertainment because they're too busy. The next phrase is have somebody do something. Have somebody do something is to ask or instruct someone to do something. I'll have him do the presentation tomorrow. This means I will ask him to give the presentation. She had her assistant arrange the meeting for her. This means she asked her assistant to organize the meeting. They had the workers clean the office after hours. This means they instructed the workers to clean the office after work. The next phrase is have something on your mind. Have something on your mind means to be thinking about something, often something that causes worry or concern. She has something on her mind and looks worried. This means she is thinking about something that is troubling her. I can see he has something on his mind, but he's not saying anything. This means he is thinking about something but hasn't talked about it yet. He had something on his mind all day, and it affected his work. This means his thoughts were focused on something, which distracted him from his tasks. The next phrase is, have something up your sleeve. Have something up your sleeve means to have a secret plan or idea that you are ready to use when needed. She always has something up her sleeve when it comes to solving problems. This means she has clever solutions that she keeps hidden until necessary. He had something up his sleeve to surprise everyone at the party. This means he planned something secret and surprising for the party. I wonder what he has up his sleeve for the next meeting. This means I'm curious about the plans or ideas he is keeping secret. The next phrase is have the edge on. Have the edge on means to have an advantage over someone or something. She has the edge on her competitors because of her experience. This means her experience gives her an advantage in the competition. He has the edge on the others due to his strong performance. This means his performance gives him a better chance than the others. They have the edge on their opponents in the game with their strong strategy. This means their strategy gives them an advantage in the game. The next phrase is have the edge over. Have the edge over means to have an advantage or superiority compared to someone or something. He has the edge over his colleagues because of his leadership skills. This means his leadership skills make him better than his colleagues. She has the edge over her classmates in math because of her talent. This means she is superior in math compared to her classmates. They have the edge over the competition with their innovative product. This means their product is better than their competitors' products. The next phrase is have your hands full. Have your hands full means to be very busy or occupied with something. I can't help you right now. I have my hands full with work. This means I'm too busy to help because I have a lot of tasks. She has her hands full taking care of the kids in the house. This means she is busy managing both her children and household chores. He had his hands full with the new project and couldn't attend the meeting. This means he was too busy with the project to go to the meeting. The next phrase is have something on you. Have something on you means to have something in your possession, often referring to personal items or evidence. Do you have any money on you for lunch? This means, do you have money with you right now for lunch? He didn't have his ID on him when the police asked for it. This means he didn't have his identification card with him at the time. She always has a pen on her when she needs to write something down. This means she always carries a pen with her. The next phrase is carry something on you. Carry something on you means to have something with you, often referring to personal items or important things. You should carry your passport on you when traveling abroad. This means you should have your passport with you at all times when traveling. He always carries his phone on him in case of emergencies. This means he keeps his phone with him for any urgent situation. She carries a first aid kit on her during hikes in case of injury. This means she takes a first aid kit with her when hiking for safety reasons. The next phrase is have your finger on the pulse. Have your finger on the pulse means to be aware of what is happening, especially in a situation or trend. She always has her finger on the pulse of the latest fashion trends. This means she is always aware of the newest trends in fashion. He keeps his finger on the pulse of the stock market to make smart investments. This means he stays informed about the stock market to make good investment choices. The manager has her finger on the pulse of the company's needs. This means the manager is always aware of the company's situation and requirements. The next phrase is keep your finger on the pulse. Keep your finger on the pulse means to stay informed or to be closely involved in a situation. It's important to keep your finger on the pulse of customer feedback. This means you should always stay informed about what customers are saying. She keeps her finger on the pulse of the latest technological developments. This means she stays updated on new technological advancements. They keep their finger on the pulse of the political situation to guide their decisions. This means they remain informed about politics to make better decisions. The next phrase is heaps of something. Heaps of something means a large amount or quantity of something. There were heaps of people at the concert last night. This means there were many people at the concert. She has heaps of clothes in her closet that she never wears. This means she has a large amount of clothes in her closet. We have heaps of work to do before the deadline. This means we have a lot of work to complete before the deadline. The next phrase is hit the roof. Hit the roof means to become very angry or upset. He hit the roof when he found out his proposal was rejected. This means he became very angry after his proposal was turned down. She hit the roof when she saw the damage to her car. This means she became extremely upset when she saw the damage. The boss hit the roof when the project was delayed again. This means the boss was very angry because the project was delayed. The next phrase is hit a raw nerve. Hit a raw nerve means to say or do something that causes someone to become upset or emotional. His comment about her work really hit a raw nerve. This means his comment upset her deeply. The story about the accident hit a raw nerve with the audience. This means the story made the audience feel very emotional or upset. Her question about his personal life hit a raw nerve during the interview. This means her question made him feel uncomfortable or upset. The next phrase is strike a nerve. Strike a raw nerve means to cause someone to react emotionally, often because of a sensitive subject. Her remarks about his past mistakes struck a raw nerve. This means her comments upset him because they touched on a sensitive topic. The news about the layoffs struck a raw nerve with many employees. This means the news caused many employees to feel upset or anxious. His criticism of her appearance struck a raw nerve, and she became upset. This means his criticism made her feel hurt or emotional. The next phrase is touch raw nerve. Touch a raw nerve means to say or do something that makes someone upset or emotional. The question about his family touched a raw nerve during the conversation. This means the question upset him because it was a sensitive topic. Her comment about his appearance touched a raw nerve, and he left the room. This means her comment made him feel very uncomfortable or hurt. The argument touched a raw nerve, causing him to react angrily. This means the argument upset him deeply and made him angry. The next phrase is hold your own. Hold your own means to be able to compete or perform well even in a difficult situation. She can hold her own in any debate, no matter how tough the topic. This means she can argue effectively, even when the subject is difficult. Despite the challenges, he managed to hold his own in the competition. This means he did well in the competition, despite it being tough. They held their own against stronger opponents in the game. This means they performed well even though the opponents were better. The next phrase is hold somebody prisoner. Hold somebody prisoner means to capture someone and keep them confined, usually against their will. The soldiers held the enemy prisoner for several days. This means they captured the enemy and kept them locked up. The thief held the shopkeeper prisoner during the robbery. This means the thief kept the shopkeeper confined while committing the crime. They held the spies prisoner until they were interrogated. This means they kept the spies confined until they could ask them questions. The next phrase is keep somebody prisoner. Keep somebody prisoner means to imprison or confine someone, preventing them from leaving. The kidnappers kept their victim prisoner for several weeks. This means the kidnappers kept the person locked up and didn't allow them to leave. He was kept prisoner in a small room until the authorities arrived. This means he was confined in a room until someone came to rescue him. They kept the criminals prisoner until the trial was held. This means the criminals were confined until their trial took place. The next phrase is take somebody prisoner. Take somebody prisoner means to capture someone and keep them confined. The army took several soldiers prisoner during the battle. This means the army captured and held several soldiers. He was taken prisoner by the enemy while trying to escape. This means he was captured by the enemy while attempting to flee. The police took the suspect prisoner after the arrest. This means the police captured and confined the suspect after the arrest. The next phrase is I dare say. I dare say is a phrase used to express a confident guess or opinion. I dare say she will win the race, as she's been training hard. This means I believe she will win the race because of her preparation. I dare say this new project will be a success with the right planning. This means I believe the project will succeed if planned well. I dare say the weather will improve by the afternoon. This means I believe the weather will get better later in the day. The next phrase is I don't blame him. I don't blame him means I do not think he is wrong for doing something. I don't blame him for quitting his job if he was unhappy. This means I understand why he quit his job because of his unhappiness. I don't blame him for being upset after the argument. This means I understand why he is upset after the argument. I don't blame him for leaving early. The event was boring. This means I understand why he left early, as the event wasn't interesting. The next phrase is I don't blame them. I don't blame them means I do not think they are wrong for doing something. I don't blame them for canceling the meeting, as the weather is terrible. This means I understand why they canceled the meeting because of the bad weather. I don't blame them for taking the day off. They've been working hard. This means I understand why they took a break, as they've been busy. I don't blame them for being upset. The situation was unfair, and this means I understand why they're upset because the situation was unjust. The next phrase is I don't blame you. I don't blame you means I understand why you did something, and I don't think it was wrong. I don't blame you for being tired after such a long day. This means I understand why you are tired, given the length of your day. I don't blame you for being upset. The news was disappointing. This means I understand why you are upset, as the news was not good. I don't blame you for being nervous about the presentation. This means I understand why you feel nervous, considering the importance of the presentation. The next phrase is I dread to think. I dread to think means I'm worried or scared about what might happen or what is going to be revealed. I dread to think what will happen if we miss the deadline. This means I'm worried about the consequences of missing the deadline. I dread to think how much this mistake will cost the company. This means I'm worried about the potential cost of the mistake. I dread to think what my parents will say when they find out. This means I'm concerned about how my parents will react when they learn the truth. The next phrase is, I fail to see. I fail to see means I do not understand or cannot comprehend something. I fail to see how this plan will work given the current situation. This means I don't understand how the plan can succeed considering the circumstances. I fail to see why she is so upset over such a small issue. This means I don't understand why she is so angry about something minor. I fail to see the connection between the two events. This means I cannot understand how the two events are related. The next phrase is I fail to understand. I fail to understand means I cannot comprehend something, or it doesn't make sense to me. I fail to understand why he didn't tell me the truth from the beginning. This means I cannot comprehend why he didn't share the truth earlier. I fail to understand how they could make such a decision. This means I don't understand how they arrived at that decision. I fail to understand why she didn't speak up when she had the chance. This means I cannot understand why she remained silent when she could have spoken. The next phrase is, I forget. I forget means I do not remember something, or I fail to recall it. I forget where I put my keys every morning. This means I cannot remember the location of my keys each day. I forget to bring my lunch sometimes when I'm in a hurry. This means I don't always remember to take my lunch when I rush out. I forget that it's your birthday today. This means I did not remember it was your birthday. The next phrase is, I take it that. I take it that means I assume or believe something based on what has been said or the situation. I take it that you've already finished your homework. This means I assume you've completed your homework. I take it that we are meeting at 3 p.m. as planned. This means I assume we are still meeting at 3 p.m. I take it that the interview went well since you're smiling. This means I assume the interview went well because of your happy expression. The next phrase is, I told you so. I told you so means I previously warned you about something, and now the result proves I was right. I told you so. I knew the team would win the match. This means I had predicted the team would win, and now they have. I told you so. You should have listened when I suggested taking an umbrella. This means I had warned you about the rain, and now you can see the result. I told you so. The movie was great, just like I said it would be. This means I had recommended the movie, and now you see it was good. The next phrase is, if you ask me. If you ask me means it's my personal opinion or how I feel about something. If you ask me, she's the best candidate for the job. This means, in my opinion, she is the best choice for the job. If you ask me, we should try a different approach to solve the problem. This means, in my opinion, we need to consider another way of solving the issue. If you ask me, I think he's overreacting to the situation. This means, in my opinion, he is exaggerating how serious the situation is. The next phrase is, if push comes to shove. If push comes to shove means if a situation becomes more difficult or urgent. If push comes to shove, we can always ask for help. This means if things get really difficult, we can turn to others for support. If push comes to shove, I'll have to make a decision quickly. This means if the situation becomes urgent, I'll have to decide fast. If push comes to shove, we may need to cancel the event. This means if the situation worsens, we might have to call off the event. The next phrase is when push comes to shove. When push comes to shove means when a situation becomes critical and requires a decision or action. When push comes to shove, we will need to choose between the two options. This means when the situation becomes critical, we will have to make a choice. When push comes to shove, I'll choose to protect my family over anything else. This means when it's necessary, I'll prioritize my family's safety. When push comes to shove, we might have to act without any further discussion. This means when the situation demands it, we might need to take immediate action. The next phrase is ill at ease. Ill at ease means feeling uncomfortable, anxious, or uneasy in a situation. She felt ill at ease during the meeting with her boss. This means she felt uncomfortable or nervous while talking to her boss. He was ill at ease at the party because he didn't know anyone there. This means he felt awkward and uncomfortable because he was in an unfamiliar environment. I feel ill at ease when people stare at me during public speaking. This means I feel uneasy and nervous when I have to speak in front of a crowd. The next phrase is in a big way. In a big way means in an intense or significant manner. She helped the project in a big way by organizing all the events. This means she contributed a lot to the project by handling the events. They celebrated their anniversary in a big way with a large party. This means they celebrated their anniversary in a grand and significant manner. He apologized in a big way for his mistake by buying a gift. This means he showed a strong effort to apologize by giving a gift. The next phrase is in a flash. In a flash means very quickly or instantly. The news spread in a flash and everyone knew about it. This means the news was shared very quickly. The car disappeared in a flash as it sped away. This means the car moved away extremely quickly. She finished her work in a flash, impressing her manager. This means she completed her work very quickly. The next phrase is in a rut. In a rut means feeling stuck in a boring or repetitive situation with no progress or change. He felt in a rut at work, doing the same tasks every day. This means he felt bored and unchallenged in his job. She was in a rut and needed a new adventure to break the routine. This means she felt stuck and wanted to change her routine for something exciting. I've been in a rut with my exercise routine lately, doing the same workouts every day. This means I feel stuck and need to try something different in my exercise habits. The next phrase is in all honesty. In all honesty means to speak truthfully or sincerely without hiding anything. In all honesty, I think we should cancel the meeting for today. This means, truthfully, I believe canceling the meeting is the best option. In all honesty, I didn't expect the project to finish so quickly. This means, sincerely, I didn't think the project would be completed so fast. In all honesty, I feel a bit overwhelmed by all the work. This means, truthfully, I'm feeling stressed because of the workload. The next phrase is, in all likelihood. In all likelihood means something is very likely to happen. In all likelihood, we'll finish the task by the end of the day. This means it is very probable that the task will be completed today. In all likelihood, they will approve the proposal after the meeting. This means it's very likely that the proposal will be approved. In all likelihood, the weather will be clear for the event tomorrow. This means it's very probable that the weather will be nice tomorrow. The next phrase is in all probability. In all probability means something is highly likely or expected to happen. In all probability, he'll get the promotion after his great performance. This means it is highly likely that he will be promoted. In all probability, the company will announce new changes next month. This means it's expected that the company will reveal new changes soon. In all probability, we'll reach our goal within the next few weeks. This means it's highly likely we will achieve our goal soon. The next phrase is in anticipation of. In anticipation means expecting something to happen or preparing for it. In anticipation of the big event, she prepared everything in advance. This means she made all the necessary preparations before the event. They decorated the hall in anticipation of the wedding ceremony. This means they set up everything for the wedding, expecting it to happen soon. In anticipation of the storm, the city issued a warning. This means the city prepared for the storm by giving a warning. The next phrase is in attendance. In attendance means being present at an event or gathering. There were over 200 people in attendance at the concert. This means more than 200 people were present at the concert. Only a few students were in attendance at the meeting. This means only a small number of students showed up at the meeting. He was in attendance at the conference and participated in the discussions. This means he was present at the conference and took part in the talks. The next phrase is in cold blood. In cold blood means to do something without emotion or compassion, often in a cruel or violent way. He committed the crime in cold blood, showing no remorse. This means he did the crime without feeling any emotion or guilt. The murder was carried out in cold blood with no apparent reason. This means the murder was done in a calm and emotionless manner. She hurt him in cold blood with no intention of helping him. This means she hurt him deliberately without any compassion or care. The next phrase is in confidence. In confidence means sharing something privately or secretly with someone. She told me in confidence about her plans for the future. This means she shared her future plans with me privately, trusting me not to tell anyone. He revealed the information in confidence, asking me to keep it secret. This means he trusted me with the information and expected me to keep it confidential. I can't say it in confidence because it's still not finalized. This means I cannot speak privately about it because it's not confirmed yet. The next phrase is in conjunction with something. In conjunction with something means working together or combined with something. The company launched the product in conjunction with a new marketing campaign. This means the product launch was combined with a new marketing effort. The event will take place in conjunction with the annual conference. This means the event will occur alongside the conference as part of it. The team is working in conjunction with the experts to solve the issue. This means the team is collaborating with the experts to find a solution. The next phrase is in conjunction with somebody. In conjunction with somebody means working together with someone. She collaborated in conjunction with her colleague to finish the project. This means she worked together with her colleague to complete the project. They are organizing the event in conjunction with local authorities. This means they are working alongside local authorities to organize the event. In conjunction with the teacher, the students prepared for the exam. This means the students work together with the teacher to get ready for the exam. The next phrase is in effect. In effect means something is essentially true or has the same result, even if not exactly. The new rules are in effect starting today. This means the new rules are now officially applied. In effect, they're asking for more time to finish the task. This means essentially they want more time to complete the task. The decision, in effect, means a complete change in policy. This means the decision will result in a significant shift in the policy. The next phrase is in essence. In essence means in the most basic or important part of something or fundamentally. In essence, the problem is a lack of communication. This means, fundamentally, the issue is due to poor communication. In essence, she was asking for help even though she didn't say it directly. This means at its core, she was seeking assistance even if she didn't express it clearly. In essence, the two plans are very similar, with only small differences. This means, fundamentally, the two plans are nearly the same.